know, Jimmy, it's not easy creating a game like Slugfest 2004.
Yeah, how would you know, Tim? You just sit in a chair and you're talking to a microphone.
Well, Jimmy, that's what we do, but I'm talking about all the designers and programmers, producers, artists, you know, all the people it takes to make Slugfest 2004 the best baseball game ever.
Oh, yeah, those guys. I forgot about them.
Well, it's easy to do that, Jimmy, but first, they spend a lot of time working on the concept, trying to figure out what this game's going to look like and how it's going to play.
You know, I made a game once, Tim. It was awesome.
I'll bet.
Slugfest 2004 is an extreme baseball game, over-the-top, midway style, that is very fun to play.
I think it's for people who want to play a beautiful, fast-moving game.
Well, you know, this year we got Jim Edmonds for our cover athlete.
You know, Joe, your drawings aren't cutting it anymore. If you're going to make Busch Stadium, at least make it look like Busch Stadium.
I suck.
Slugfest, like some of the previous games I've worked on, Blitz and what have you, try to take more of a, I guess, an entertaining approach to presenting the sport to people.
We wanted to amplify the elements that people love the most. The hard tags, the extreme pitches, the sliders, the curveballs, the catches off the wall, the home runs.
So we focused more on the action, we focused more on just the exciting aspects of what happens in a baseball game.
You know, there's a couple special challenges working on 2004. One is to get the game to be realistic so that baseball fans aren't disappointed.
Absolutely, we wanted to make sure that it was first and foremost a baseball game.
You want to add an extra element, a turbo element, an over-the-top element on top of that, but you want it to feel like baseball.
The design process for making a video game has become more and more complicated over the years. It used to be pretty much, hey, you have an idea for a game, let's get a bunch of guys who have the same idea, get them together and start, you know, creating artwork, start implementing some of the ideas into the game, so on and so forth.
The first thing you need to do is come up with a good concept of what you're going to build. And the next thing you want to do after that is what's going to make it fun. Because fundamentally, no matter how good the graphics are, or how good it sounds, or how many polygons your engine can push, if the fundamental gameplay isn't there, the game's not worth doing.
Now it gets a little bit more complicated where the teams are so big and the process is so large that you have to come up with a design document.
Right here, page 15. What were you thinking? You can't do this.
I was thinking
No, you can't. It just doesn't work. How about this page right here I was looking at? Page 400. What's this?
What I wanted to do
No. It's a baseball game. It'll never work. You can't do that.
The game design document is very important because it's our Bible as to what we need to do to build this project and a guideline as to what's going to make this game fun.
Then you have to go through and see how that can happen technically. How do you do that from a technical side? Can all this stuff be done?
We have a great group of programmers who really understand the technology and they're gamers.
Jamie, you can't program a game like this. It's like spaghetti code.
But I've been doing this for years.
Get out of the way. Let me try this. Now that's baseball.
I know a lot of programmers that can program and implement a system. I want 1.5 million polygons per second, but it's really tough to find a group of programmers that actually understand the game because you can only define so much on paper. Once you've written it down on paper and what you think is fun, it takes someone to bring that to life, and they are the ones that do that.
You know, Jimmy, I read somewhere that they brought in these huge tree monkeys to make all the players move right in this new version of Slugfest.
No, they didn't, Tim.
Yes, they did.
They put real athletes in high-tech bodysuits, and then they use computers to record every move they make.
Huh. Hey, you think I'd look good in a motion capture suit, Jimmy? One of those skin-tight jobs?
No.
Why? I work out.
Yeah, no.
Jim, this is our motion capture studio. And I don't know if you know how motion capture works, but basically all these sensors on your body are like reflective little sensors. And these sensors are being picked up by all these cool red cameras all around us. And the reason why we have so many is because the more angles we can get on these sensors, the more often we can see them. And what it does is it is always tracking these sensors, and depending on how you move, the camera then can take all the positions of all the sensors in the room as you're moving, and it basically sends it all through a computer, does a bunch of nice math on it, sends it into our system, and it gives us data on where all those sensors are in 3D space. With that data, we can then apply that to a skeleton for a character in a video game. And applying your motion to that skeleton makes the skeleton move exactly the way you move.
Just by using the real athletes, you just get the nuances, the intelligence, just the realism that you wouldn't get if you're just using solely actors.
I don't think we could make video games without motion capture at this point, only because of the depth of realism necessary to produce a game that's going to hold up to everything else in the industry.
The motion capture sessions are just a blast. Sal DeVita is is one of the most experienced motion capture people that I've ever had the pleasure of working with. The guy makes the shoots fun. He brings extreme, over-the-top animations, and he actually does those motions out on the floor. I don't know how he didn't break his neck, or well, actually, he did break a rib at one point.
I've always found myself wanting to do the motion capture acting because it's like my way of being this like little pseudo stuntman.
What we do is we tend to push our talent as far as we can and exaggerate their motions. They're the proper motions that they would use in a real game situation, but amplified.
We try to add a lot of personality and character to the game through our animations. It's all around just a fun game, visually and gameplay-wise.
Yeah, I like when the pitcher's able to be in the batter. I think those animations show off extreme at its best.
You know what I want to know, Tim?
What's that, Jimmy?
How do they make all the art in the game look so real? I mean, I'm sitting here, I'm watching, and I can smell the hot dogs, for crying out loud.
Oh, actually, yeah, that's me, Jimmy. I just picked up some lunch.
Oh, thanks, Tim.
But I know what you mean, partner. I mean, the uniforms, the stadiums, the special effects, the level of detail is just, that's amazing.
So where's my drink?
You never ordered one.
I'm a baseball nut. Most people say you're crazy to be that interested in any one sport, but me personally, baseball's a huge part of my life. Slugfest is an extreme game, and we try and carry through that extreme element throughout all the art elements. In the stadiums, we try and push coloring, lighting, a variety of techniques that really make the stadiums really pop. And that ties in well with the characters, which are also pushed to the extreme. The musculature, the design of the characters, the animations that go along with the characters that push it to that next level of being more of an extreme element in the game. It's all the detail that we feel sets us apart from our competition, and it's really the stuff that we want people to notice.
And no baseball experience would be complete without all the sounds of the park, the music, and two great commentators, huh, Jimmy?
Well, one great commentator, and you, Tim.
Oh, come on, Jimmy, that's hurtful.
What are you gonna do, cry now?
I just want to watch the next segment without you interrupting me. Dougie, hand me a tissue, will you? Spill something.
You know, commentary in sports games is a job unto itself.
Hi, everybody. Tim Kittrow here with you, along with my partner, Jimmy Shorts. There's that bee again. Jimmy, you know that bumblebees actually defy physics? They're too heavy to fly.
Well, that's why they got legs, Tim, and there's a bee on your neck.
Ah, get it off me!
It's very, very difficult to think of all the different possibilities and all the different interactions, and getting a way to play that back and sound very natural and still cover all the things that could go on in a game is very, very difficult to do.
You know, Tim, man, I read in the papers today you and I might be getting fired for what we said yesterday.
Well, Jimmy, as my dad always used to say, if you want to walk on water first, you got to get out of the boat.
Dad's a moron, Tim.
Yeah, Jim and Tim are key to Slugfest's attitude. Their sense of humor, their timing, everything about them, it really matches the game perfectly. Sound brings the game to life. It puts you there in the ballpark.
And that's line foul.
It helps bring the whole experience into reality.
You know, Jimmy, it's not easy being gorgeous.
Tell me about it. I was born gorgeous. You know, it's a curse at times. Why I love this game and the privacy of my home.
Why do an extreme baseball game? Because it's fun.
You can just do things in our game that you couldn't dream about doing if you were playing actual baseball.
Our games are all about adrenaline, and it's all about just charging people up.
And that ball just went through the old man's window.
I like to laugh when I'm playing a game. That's what it's all about, is having fun.
Well, Timmy, what I've learned is just like in real baseball, it takes a whole team to hit one out of the park.
Actually, Jimmy, only one guy at a time can hit a homer.
That's not what I mean, Tim. You're missing the point. It's about teamwork.
Yeah, but that's not what you said. You said it takes a whole team to hit one out of the park, and that's just not true.
No, I didn't. I said teamwork is the most
Jimmy,
important
you said,
thing.
Yeah, you said a whole team hits the ball out of the park.
No, I didn't.
One guy. Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. You're a stuttering monkey. You're not a
You know
team
what?
player.
You're not listening to me.
There's no I in team.
Well, this half the team is out of here.
Well, good.
Good. Maybe you can work on your own.